Alright, so today I'm going to be making some repairs to a vintage Star Wars action figure. I'm going to be starting with Han Solo. This is the small head version of Han Solo, and he's just got some paint wear on him. And as you can see right here, he has worn paint on his belt buckle and on his shirt. His collar's got some paint wear. He's got a little spot on his neck. He has some wear on the tips of his fingers and some very common wear on his hair. Now, his red stripes look really well. They're nice and intact on the side here. And on this side. So, on his back, he doesn't look too bad. He's got a little bit of wear in the back here on his collar. I can't really tell whether that's neck or collar. It looks as though there's some paint overflow where they got, yeah, that's his neck and his collar. So we'll do our best to do that part of him. He's got a little bit of wear on his back, but it's the plastic is black, so it doesn't super matter. I'm not going to go into getting into any pitting or anything. He's also got a spot here where either somebody repainted him and it's wearing off, or it's original paint and his arms were cast white and it's wearing through, but I'm not going to really worry about that. Now I'm going to start with his hair, and what I've done to get the color match as best as I can, I'm using burnt umber right here, and I mixed it 50-50 with this raw sienna. So I'm gonna start with this brush. This is Lowell Cornell 2020, and we're gonna get into it. I've kind of mixed this already. It shouldn't need to be watered down, but let's try a spot right here where it's not too noticeable. Oh yeah, that color match is really nice, actually. So there's a little bit of a mold mark right here. Let me get a little bit more paint. Right there. Right across here. Let's see if I can't bring that. I kind of went a little bit over. Then I'm going to bring it up and even it out. That looks good. Just get a little more wear on the top of his head. Right there. Alright, he's looking better already. That paint match is really pretty close. And I mixed up this big old batch just for that little bit of paint, so. That white might be a little more challenging, especially around the collar. I'm going to go ahead and try to work on this little spot on his neck and the tip of his hands, and what I'm going to be using is just regular old skin tone. And I've pre-mixed all these. But this one, I want to get a little bit of water in there. I showed my wife the YouTube video I made yesterday, and she just laughed and laughed at how much I was shaking. It's like, good Lord, what do you got, Parkinson's or something? I'm like, I ain't as young as I used to be. So look at that paint match. That's pretty good. It almost looks as if somebody has repainted this guy in the past, like a long time ago, because it might just be the original paint, but it doesn't look very high quality paint. Alright, he's got some wear on the inside of his hand. I'm gonna hit that. It's a little dirty. Oh, jeez. And we're gonna hit that neck. Now, you can compensate for having a shaky hand by just placing your wrist down on the table and steadying it with your other hand. So I'm also wearing glasses now because I ain't getting any younger. So we're going to try to hit that spot right there. Just like that. And that's it. Let me tighten it a little bit more. Here, boom. Just like that. And let's flip him over here. I don't want to get that. I'm going to try to get the back side of his neck here. I'm going to raise his arms up so I don't mess up the paint that I just did. Let's raise his arms up a bit so I don't put him down on anything. I'm going to get the back of his neck. Alright, that looks pretty good. Not terrible. There's a little bit of a gap. Right here. Oh my gosh, my hands are shaking. Boom. Right there. Get his other side here. Get a little more paint. Come on, stop shaking. There we go. Just like that. Alright, so we got that. A lot better. Don't hit his hand. I'm going to touch out this a little bit more. Let's get his whole hand to kind of blend it in with the original. Make sure we didn't miss anything. Okay. Okay, so next is what we're going to use is some wicker white. Because this is just plain old white. And we'll see it. It should match perfectly. But we'll just have to wait and see. I'm gonna just continue to use this same brush here. Let me raise this arm up so you can see a little better what I'm up to. Let me push him down a bit. Let's see if this paint is going to be the right consistency. I'm going to start in this big area just in case I have problems. It's easier to fix a large area than it is a small area. You can see it's not covering completely, but we can fix that with extra coats. Okay, I'm gonna come back here, come along the side. I'm gonna let that little bit dry there a little bit, and I'm gonna work my way back up here onto his collar. Ah, fuck. Let's see if I can't fix that. I got a little mark right. Come on, baby. There we go, right there. Okay, that's good for the first coat. I'm gonna flip them over here. Okay, on the back of his neck here, I think I'm just gonna leave that the way it is. I'm not gonna mess with that. He looks okay. So let me flip him back over and let me see if I can get this white a little bit better. I'm gonna come in here, do a second coat. Now with these, I'm making repairs. I'm not trying to restore this guy back to a factory original. You know, this isn't a museum piece or anything like that. This is, you know, just an eBay guy, and he's for my personal enjoyment. I'm not trying to resell this thing or anything of that nature. So if he's not perfect, that's on me. And we're not really going for super perfection. We just want him to not look terrible. And he doesn't. He looks pretty good. So I'm gonna... And that's it for this guy. Now the other thing he has is his accessory, which is his gun, which is right here. Let me put it over here. There's his gun. Now this is not a factory gun. This is a reproduction that I got off eBay. And I went on eBay earlier this morning just to see if they had any of these. And man, you can't find anything for reproduction or original anymore. So I'm glad I got this. I got this stuff back in 2018, like I said. So I'm just happy to have any of it, really, because this stuff's getting really scarce to find. But I don't mind reproduction stuff. You know, I'm not like a busybody trying to get original. This is what I got earlier, a little baggie full of parts. I also have a bunch of capes and things of that nature for the next guys, and I'm gonna let this guy dry a little bit. I'm gonna put him back in the box and pull him out whenever I want to look at him again. So that's it for our first series. Here's his head right there, and he's looking pretty fresh. He's looking pretty fresh. His arms are a little yellow, but I didn't do anything with his arms, and I'm not really going to plan on doing anything with his arms. So thanks for watching, and we'll do another one here soon.